Uvalde, Texas. What are our local districts doing to keep the bad guys out and the students and staff safe? I'm Chris Warner with that answer.
Plus, how Kansans are celebrating the birthday of a highway. And Danny Terzer is live at Joe Becker Stadium for the matchup between the Joplin Outlaws and Nevada Griffins. The shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas is bringing school safety to the forefront. This is KOAM News at 6. We wanted to know what our local districts are doing to keep students and staff safe. KOAM's Chris Warner spoke with two of them and has the answer.
When it comes to school security, there's a number of plans and procedures in place to keep students and staff safe. Too many, in fact, to cover them all in a single newscast. We paid a visit to the Neosho Middle School and to Kelsey Norman Elementary in Joplin and spoke with each district's safety and security director. What we learned is both districts have a number of similar policies and procedures in place. One of the concerns in the Uvalde shooting was a door that didn't lock when it was closed. Ryan West with Neosho says locked doors are one of their top ways to stop someone from getting in.
You concentrate on educating students and staff not to prop doors open, not to leave them open, things like that. And then it's the responsibility of administration to inspect those. We have a tremendous buildings and grounds crew that do a great job of doing that. But sometimes, a failure will happen before someone has a chance to look at it.
There are other contingencies in place. Visitors at both districts must check in through a secured entry before they're allowed in the building. Joplin's director, Jim Hounshell, says if the visitor needs access to the building beyond just dropping something off, they have several steps they must go through.
They're ran through a visitor management system that checks the background of our visitors, makes sure they're not on the National Sex Offender database or on our database of individuals. Once they have passed that, they're given a visitor badge and escorted to wherever they need to go.
West says Neosho has similar procedures, but it's about more than just securing the building.
Environmental design is a big thing, and it's a fine line because you want the school to be secure, but you also want it to be a positive learning environment. You don't want it to feel like a fortress.
Hounshell says they also have a Duress Alarm, which is similar to a panic button that can be pressed if a situation develops in the building.
And it puts out a voice alert over the intercom, letting building occupants know that they need to start their lockdown procedures. At the same time, it notifies the police. And even at many locations, it'll shut doors.
Hounshell says there's even an app staff can use to initiate the lockdown procedure from anywhere in the building. In addition to physical security, both districts have school resource officers, which are armed. In addition, both Hounshell and West are armed. I'm Chris Warner for KOAM News.
Hounshell and West say as more information is released from Uvalde, they'll review their current safety plans and procedures to ensure everything is covered. However, both add they review those procedures on a regular basis regardless of what's happening nationally. Newton County, Missouri authorities charged the president of the Neosho Youth Football League with stealing tens of thousands of dollars in league funds. According to a probable cause affidavit, league president Stuart Pace acknowledged to authorities that he misused funds in a checking account. The amount of the theft is unclear, but the charging document says it's more than $25,000. Nick Kelly joins us with a first look at the weather.
And it's a great first look at weather now after we had a lot of cloud cover to start the day out. As Doug advertised the other night, it cleared out as the day went along, so we're looking great with mostly sunny skies. In fact, completely sunny skies from 7th and Range Line from the east side of Joplin. Again, we had all the clouds this morning, but plenty of sunshine, which will continue until sunset thanks to high pressure. But that will also make us a bit chilly as we go into your Friday morning. But it's going to keep us dry, though, before this next front starts to make a big change in the forecast as we go deeper into the coming weekend. In the meantime, temperatures ranging pretty much in the mid-70s across much of the region. We'll see temperatures go from the 70s this evening down to 59 by midnight, lower to middle 50s to start your Friday morning out. But a very quick look at the day ahead. We're warm and dry for Friday now, but I've got returning rain chances we're tracking. That could add up by the middle of next week. We'll break it all down here in a bit.
A Jasper, Missouri man is dead from a motorcycle crash. 51-year-old Jason Lipari was riding a motorcycle on Highway NN 7 miles northeast of Avila, Missouri yesterday morning when he went off the road, then hit a ditch and utility pole. Lipari died at the scene. Authorities in Oklahoma are revealing new details in yesterday's deadly mass shooting at a hospital in Tulsa. They say the suspect stormed the complex, targeting a doctor who operated on him. Reporter Reagan Ledbetter has the latest.
The deadly mass shooting on the St. Francis Hospital complex came just 2 weeks after the gunman, identified as Michael Lewis, went there for back surgery.
The performing physician was Dr. Preston Phillips. After release, Lewis called several times over several days, complaining of pain.
Tulsa police say Lewis returned to the hospital Wednesday, armed with an AR-15 style rifle he purchased that day, along with the handgun he purchased 3 days ago. Officers arrived on the scene within minutes of the first 911 call.
Shots fired, we see blood on the ground.
They located 4 victims on the second floor, including the doctor and the shooter, who took his own life.
He came in with the intent to kill Dr. Phillips and anyone who got in his way. He blamed Dr. Phillips for the ongoing pain following the surgery.
The massacre here in Tulsa happened a week after the deadly Texas school shooting, rattling people in the community.
This is the reality of our world right now. And today our world and our St. Francis family are devastated.
While it's human nature to want to turn our backs right now, to want to walk away, we can't do that. And we won't do that.
The other 3 victims in this shooting include a patient, a receptionist, and another doctor. The hospital CEO says the employees who lost their lives were the best people in the entire world. Reagan Ledbetter, CBS News, Tulsa.
There have been at least 20 mass shootings in the U.S. so far this year. Kansas is getting a suicide prevention and mental health crisis hotline, along with mobile crisis intervention teams to help respond to the calls. Governor Laura Kelly today signed the bipartisan legislation creating both. Kelly said, quote, "There's no doubt having a mobile crisis team just a phone call away will save lives." The 988 hotline will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and will be within the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Centers network. Tonight is opening night for the Joplin Outlaws baseball team. This is a live aerial look at Joe Becker Stadium, where the Outlaws will face the Nevada Griffins at 7 o'clock. In addition to being opening night, it's Back the Blue night and Dollar Hot Dog night. We're going to go live to the stadium for a preview of tonight's game a little bit later, coming up in sports. Coming up next, people in southeast Kansas are celebrating the birthday of a highway. We're going to tell you how they celebrated, plus why a Joplin Transitional Living Facility is receiving an award. 99 years ago, Jefferson Highway was formed. Jefferson Highway is now known as Highway 69. Now, at the time, it was christened by 3 girls breaking bottles of milk, tea, and water. And today, at the corner of Highway 69 and 47 in Franklin, also known as Gennardi's Corner, people gathered to celebrate the highway's anniversary. 3 girls recreated the christening by breaking bottles again. It's along the route of the bus tour of the Jefferson Highway Association.
So we hope people will come through and stop and visit and see the monuments that we have around town and visit our park and our museum.
The Jefferson Highway, now Highway 69, runs through 7 states. A transitional living facility in Joplin is the recipient of a new award. Head Start today gave Loving Grace the Head Start Hero Award. Loving Grace is a facility that provides an 18 to 21 month program for young women and their children. The facility's Safe Stay program provides housing, food, education, and a variety of other resources for their residents.
Giving them the tools that they have. When I was younger, I didn't have those tools as a young mom, and now they have the support they need. They don't always have family members. They don't always have someone to help them, and them coming here gives them a support like a family atmosphere.
Head Start Hero gives local recognition to partners for exceptional services to individual Head Start grantees and delegates. A little bit later, Danny Terzer is live in Joe Becker Stadium for a look at the matchup between the Joplin Outlaws and Nevada Griffins.
You can see from that live shot, we are looking great to start the evening up, but can we keep it nice for the coming weekend? Forecast next. As Doug advertised the other night, we had to start with a lot of cloud cover this morning, but Mother Nature got the hint. Gave us a nice afternoon with that cloud cover scooting off to the east of the region. We enjoyed partly to mostly sunny skies all day long, and that really helped temperatures respond and giving us a good chance to dry out, certainly with a decaying complex of storms, thankfully avoiding us and staying across southern parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas last night and going into today so far. But how did temperatures fare exactly today? Quite well. In fact, you can maybe argue fairly similar to yesterday. Upper 70s to near 80 this morning. We dropped back into the upper 50s this morning and then pushing back into the upper 70s for this afternoon. And as far as where we stand right now, there's your view from Lander Chevrolet on the southeast side of Joplin. Traffic along 44 having no problems getting them out and about. And 7th and Range Line from the east side of Joplin looking spectacular as well as this Thursday evening gets underway. 75 in Joplin with sunny skies up top and north breeze at 8 miles per hour. Just keep that humidity in check too at 48%. So even with lower to mainly mid 70s across much of the area at 616, it's a great evening to get out and about, but keep in mind, once we get past sunset with some dry air in place, we're going to quickly fall into the lower 60s by 10, upper 50s by midnight. I think we drop back into the lower to middle 50s to start your Friday morning out. But we're going to warm back up nicely for tomorrow because high pressure that's in control now and giving us that northerly breeze. We'll keep that breeze out of the east very light and keep us mostly sunny tomorrow. But at the surface up north, we have our next cold front that will start to play a big role in the forecast as it slowly sinks through the weekend and early next week, along with multiple disturbances running along our reorganizing jet starting to come at us from the west. Thankfully, those two systems don't do anything for us as long as high pressure is in control. That means we keep it mostly clear to start the night out, but can't rule out some partly cloudy skies trying to work in by morning and off and on partly sunny skies during the afternoon tomorrow. That will not stop temperatures from warming up nicely. 54 in the morning, 74 by noon. We'll push highs near 78 in Joplin with that east breeze at 5 to 10. In fact, everybody will go into the upper 70s for Friday afternoon. We're quiet Friday night and at least start Saturday morning out, but we want to keep an eye on thunderstorm chances trying to sneak in from the west. There is a chance that a couple of those dying showers or storms could try to clip some of our Kansas and Oklahoma counties, but as our two systems start to get into gear, we'll watch for any potential thunderstorm chances, not just for Saturday afternoon, but a potential complex of storms that might come in Saturday night late into Sunday morning. Another complex Monday and ongoing rain chances Tuesday and through the middle of next week. In terms of what that does, in terms of rain amounts, it is not looking promising with this early look into the middle of next week. We had 14 inches of rain for the month of May. We had an inch of rain to start the month out at Joplin Regional, and down the road, not exact where these numbers will set up, but you get the idea. 1 to 4 inches by the middle of next week. A lot of rain chances on the way. That will keep us in the 70s and 80s for much of next week, but let's enjoy tonight and let's enjoy tomorrow, Dow, with partly sunny skies and highs near 78.
Yeah, better enjoy the next couple of days because it's going to be wet for a while after that. Thanks, Nick. Jacob here now with sports. Tonight is opening night for the Joplin Outlaws.
The Outlaws kick off the season tonight against the Nevada Griffins. We're going to go live to Joe Becker Stadium for a preview of that one, and got Coach of the Year honors for a Southeast Kansas head softball coach. We'll have that and more coming up. Well, tonight is the opening night of the season for the Joplin Outlaws. The Outlaws face the Nevada Griffins in Joplin to kick off their schedule. Our own Danny Terzer is at Joe Becker Stadium with more on tonight's game.
Well, it's a perfect night here for the home opener, and Joplin's new head coach, Gonzalo Gonzalez, joining me. First practice all together on Monday. What have you kind of learned about the group since then?
I think these guys are really eager to get on the field and compete with one another and get out there and see what they can really do. So I'm excited for today, and hopefully we can put together a good 9 innings.
Earlier this week, you talked about the importance of building chemistry and camaraderie early on. How is that going for you?
It's been going really well, so our guys are doing a great job of just talking with one another, communicating the game, and getting to know each other. So I'm hoping today these guys can kind of put it together, and like I said, put together a good whole 9 innings.
Facing the Nevada Griffins tonight, what are you hoping to see just in the first game of the season?
Well, I know historically they're a really tough program, so I'm hoping today we can just go out, compete, not give at-bats away, and make sure we can keep the walks to a minimum and hopefully score some runs early.
You also talked about, your two things, playing loose, having fun this summer. How does the atmosphere here kind of help set the tone for that?
I think, everyone knows that Joplin does a great job of supporting the program, and we can already see the crowd starting to fill in, so these guys are excited, and they're already loose as it is, having fun, smiling, so I'm excited to get started.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We're about 30 minutes out here. First pitch is at 7 p.m., and we'll have the highlights right here at 10.
You're definitely right. It is a perfect night to get things started. That is Danny Joplin. Danny, thank you. Moving on to the major leagues now. Opening game of a rivalry series tonight between the Cardinals and the Cubs. The Cards have won 3 straight and 5 of their last 6. Tonight's game begins at 7:05. We'll have the latest from Chicago right here tonight at 10. Well, Pittsburgh State's Garrett McGowan earns yet another postseason award today. McGowan has been named an All-American this afternoon by the NCBWA. Now, you know the story by now. McGowan led the team with a .399 batting average and posted a team-high 79 RBIs. He hit 18 home runs, also had a perfect fielding percentage at first base for the Gorillas. McGowan is the 9th All-American in Pitt State program history. Well, Columbus High School head softball coach Amy Saporito has been named the CNC Coach of the Year. The Titans had one of the best seasons in program history. They started the spring with 12 consecutive wins, would go on to finish 18-3 overall. Along the way, they won their first ever CNC League championship.
It was big. That was definitely one of our goals, as it is, I'm sure, for every team going in every year. But it was something that we knew was attainable, but it was something we were going to have to work for. So that was a big deal for us. Everyone says that it's one of the toughest leagues in the state, and you can see that by Frontenac going and winning the state championship. So it's tough.
Columbus also had 8 players earn all-conference recognition. You can check out the full list of all CNC softball awards in this story on the sports page at KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Jason Ludlam served in the U.S. Air Force in 2009. His hometown, Chanute, Kansas, and we salute Airman First Class Jason Ludlam, a 4-state hero. President Biden is scheduled to discuss guns in an address to the nation at 6:30 tonight, in just a few minutes, and you're going to see that here on KOAM TV. And here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A Joplin police officer is honored by a national organization for heroism. Also, tempers flared in the House Judiciary Committee today during an emergency meeting on gun control and how artificial intelligence could help detect threats like a school shooter. That and more tonight, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Better enjoy the nice weather while we can.
Yeah, in the meantime, we certainly will, for lack of a better expression. We're going to stick with mostly sunny skies for this evening, partly sunny for tomorrow with highs for 78, but once we hit Saturday, those rain chances will be working right back in.
Final sports now.
Tonight is game 1 of the NBA Finals, Celtics at Warriors, but like you said, the weather's nice. Go watch the Outlaws. We'll have those highlights right here at 10.
Very good. Speaking of the nice weather and the Outlaws, we're going to leave you tonight with a look at the KOAM Skyview drone view overhead over Joe Becker Stadium. We'll give you this final look. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.